Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. I'm Lorraine and this is our scrapbook layout for this week using elements of the linked together set. And I've used one of the stencils, the one with kind of almost the pennants on it. And I've just done some blending brush with the wild wheat. And then I came in without a stencil and just used blending brush with early espresso over top, just to kind of, I wanted to kind of grunge it up a bit. So that's kind of what we've got here, is a bit of grunge going on. I've got a photo from way back in the day when my oldest was quite small. And I've just put it on a piece of early espresso cardstock. I have cut from the wild wheat cardstock 3 of these grids with this, and I've cut out a bunch of early espresso vines and crumb cake flowers. Not entirely sure how all of this is going to go together yet, but the title of the page is going to be Once Upon a Time, and I've got all of that stamped, and I used the Classic Letters stamp set with early espresso ink for the letters and the wild wheat for the leaves around the letters. So I've also got some of the white ribbon that's in the catalog, and I've colored it with the bronze Stampin blends. Again, not entirely sure how all of this is going to go together. It's really kind of random at this point, but I am going to just add this down. I'm just going to stick this down, and because I don't do 2 layouts, I just do the one. You kind of get to work with me as I go. So we're just going to add adhesive to this, and I'm just going to pop it down like this. I wanted some kind of like almost junk journaling type of effect. So just again, as I say, just winging it as I go here, because I haven't scrapbooked a lot in years, like really a long time. And I don't have a lot of scrapbooking pieces, so I have to kind of make up the elements as I go along. What I'm going to do with the picture is I'm just going to put some adhesive just in the middle like that, because I want to be able to tuck things around it. Just want to make sure I'm kind of in the middle of the page. So the picture's going to go down like that. And then I want to be able to tuck these in around it. So I'm going to just add some adhesive. You can use glue, you can use adhesive, you can use adhesive dots. I'm just going to lift this up, tuck it underneath like that, and then just pop it down. And I'm going to do the same with this end here. You're probably all of you who scrapbook are probably going, oh, Lorraine, there are way better ways to do this. But right now, again, I'm still getting back into my scrapbooking kind of vibe. So this is what we've got so far. So as with my cards, please absolutely take an idea, go, oh, well, I wouldn't do that. I would do this instead. And go ahead and use my ideas as a jumping off point. That's 100% what I love, is when somebody says to me, oh, you know what? I did this instead. Brilliant. Perfect. 100%. So now we're going to tuck our title in. So once, if I put this down here like this, and then put this over here, then I can pop this down here. So I think maybe that's what I'll do. And I'm working with the idea of dimensionalizing this, because otherwise it's going to be a really flat kind of layout. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of these and just pop it underneath and see, yes, I do like that. So we're going to go through a whole whack ton of dimensionals here. And again, I'm making it up as I go along. I have an overall idea of what I want. I'm just not quite there yet. So part of the thing with these is also holding down my other elements. So I'm just going to pop a couple of dimensionals here, and we just build as we go. And as I say, if you look at this and you think, oh, there's a better way to do that, please let me know what the better way is in the comments. Please tell me. And then I can incorporate your ideas into the next kind of scrapbooking layout. I'm tending to do them on Wednesdays because I didn't want to kind of reduce the number of videos that I do for cards. So I kind of added these ones in. And then I had a great comment after I used the tip of my blending brush to scatter ink. I had a really nice comment questioning whether or not, you know, it ruins the blend. And I'm like, you know what, it can. It absolutely can. Just break down the fibers. And I find that cutting or using it to color gems does that as well. So I tend to replace the ones I use a lot quite often. I did a video on some alternative ways to add scatter dots to your projects on Monday. So again, your ideas, your comments inspire me. I use them. I absolutely use your ideas. I learn from them, and I absolutely keep working with them so that I can learn and I can get better. And I'm just going to get out my adhesive dots here. And again, feel free. I always say when I'm doing things like this, feel free to just skip ahead in the video. And don't worry about missing anything, because all I'm doing is I'm adding adhesive and peeling it off. So these are adhesive dots that are left over from the paper pumpkin kits. Because once I'm done the projects and I'm doing alternatives, I use other adhesive, whether it's a tape runner or glue, so I don't use up all of my dots. So I've got a whole drawer full of dots, and they come in really handy for this. I absolutely could have done these as stickers, put adhesive backing on the page or on the sheet before I did the die cutting, but I wanted these to be a little bit more free and just a bit more floaty, not completely 100% stuck down to the page. So we'll just keep adding these in. Okay, and now we're just going to go ahead and peel all the backings off and put them down. Being that the picture is of a boy and the background is kind of grunge themed, I didn't actually want to use a lot in the way of flowers. So I do have some crumb cake flowers cut out, but I thought they would be more of an accent. So that's why we've got the brown tones and all of that. Tomorrow's card, Thursday's card, I'm going to use blues. So you will see some different colors because I've used a lot of the kind of the yellow tones in these so far. Done a lot in the way of kind of grunge look and things like that. So we'll just keep peeling these backings off. And there. And for those of you who are watching from Florida, I apologize that you have our cold weather. I can't believe it. I've got friends down there in Gulfport, and they're like, it's been 126 years since it snowed here, and they had actually more snow today than we got today. So that's just a little bit crazy. But we are actually going to hit a warming trend here right away. It's been quite cold the last little while in Edmonton, in Alberta. We kind of expect it to get cold in January and February, but it was just a little bit bitter here this last couple of days. So I'm going to pop that one down like that, and I'm going to put another one up here just to kind of tie everything together. And when you get to the end, if you've got a bit that's sticking up like that one, we're just going to pop some adhesive behind it and stick it down. Okay, so we'll pop this one up here, kind of like that. There we go. Okay, so now I need to decide if I'm actually going to add these little flowers in or not, and I can't really decide. I might put some in. I've also saved all the cutouts from the middle of these dies, and I thought maybe I'd use some of them like in groups of 3 to kind of add some detail. So why don't I go ahead and do that? So, and obviously these scrapbooking videos are a bit longer than my standard videos, but it takes a little bit longer to put a scrapbooking layout together than it does to put a card together, especially if you've prepped the card and you know exactly what you're doing with it. Okay. So if we put these here like this, then I can put some more down here. So let me just grab 3 more, because I do like my pages to be somewhat symmetrical. They don't have to be completely matchy-matchy, but I do like a little bit of symmetry in my pages. And you'll start to see that as time goes on with me doing layouts. And my local paper art store is going to be just impressed all to heck, because I'm suddenly going to be getting more scrapbooking stuff again. So just put a little bit of adhesive to hold that one down there. I'm going to add a bit of adhesive to this one to hold it down. And then just pop a little bit of adhesive here and here, just to hold those down like that. Okay, so I've got my ribbon that I colored, I've got my picture, I've got my title, and I've got the elements here. Maybe what I will do is I'll get some small dimensionals and I'll put just a few of these flowers on. And hopefully you're still with me and I haven't lost you. And like I say, please, please, please reach out and tell me what you would do differently, how you would do it, and what elements that you would use to kind of maybe pick up a little bit more of the kind of the grunge idea, or how you would decorate it a bit differently. So these ones, I've picked some that still have the center in them. So do these ones, either of these, this one has a center in it, because I'm not going to put any bling on this page. So we can do that. And I've got a couple more with centers. So yes, I'm really looking for ideas from you, help from you as I get back into the scrapbooking realm. But I can't wait to use the storybook set. The Storybook Friends is the stamp set that I've got, and the storybook paper, what is it? Storybook Moments designer series paper. So I am really looking forward to doing some work with that a bit later on. I'm going to pop one layer there like that, and then we're going to do one more, and we're going to pop in the middle of these ones. So the last thing that I wanted to do, and I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do it yet, but I think I am just going to use my pen lid, and I'm going to do just a little bit of scattering onto the page, just so it's got a little bit more of that kind of vintagey kind of vibe. Just add a little bit of depth and dimension to the page. Oh, and I've got some bits and pieces left on there. I'm trying to avoid the picture a little bit, but otherwise I am just flicking randomly. There we go. There, okay. I kind of like that one a little bit more over here. So there we go. Okay, so that is our scrapbook layout, using the classic letters for the greeting, using the dies from the linked together. I used the vine and the daisies, and of course the grid, and using one of the masks to do some background, and then using my blending brush to kind of put it all together. So thank you so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.